Dr. Drake here. Thanks for joining me. Today I wanted to go through a brief history of VCOM and talk to you a little bit about where it came from, where it's going. In 2004, I joined a practice that was using paper charts and had one or two computers in the office. We installed computers in every treatment room shortly after that. But we were using a CommLight system to communicate through the office. CommLight was a bank of lights about this big, and it had 2 or 3 colors and I think 7 or 8 numbered buttons, and you would push a combination of those buttons and then it would light up all over the office, and that's how you would send messages back and forth. As we went more and more digital, in 2008 I think we retired paper charts altogether and started using a digital charting system, and we were still using the CommLight system to communicate in the office. And I knew that we were going to be building a new office, and so I started looking around for this. How are we going to communicate in this new office? And the alternatives were to install the CommLight system again, or look for something else. Radios was another alternative. We got some CB radios. A lot of dental offices use CB radios, but I just found they were cumbersome and distracting, and there were just lots of problems with radios. I think they still work for some offices. I think many offices still utilize them, but I just didn't think it was the right thing for us. And so I came across VCOM. I have no recollection of how I came across VCOM. I'm sure it was a Google search or something like that in order to discover it. But we installed it on computers before we built our new office at our old office, and we found that, yeah, this is the solution for us. The CommLight system was coming, the company I think was coming up with a digital version, but I just found that it wasn't going to be as robust as the VCOM system, and couple other competitors to VCOM that I looked at. All of them, I think the biggest problem I had with all of them was they interfere with the workspace. So VCOM is a digital banner that lives at the top of the monitor, and it does not interfere with the workspace. So VCOM lives up here in the top ½ inch of the monitor, and then all this space stays available. So a message appears up there, but it does not interfere with the workspace. So I'm going to put a new message up there now. So if the new message comes up, and if it doesn't apply to me, then I don't pay any attention to it. I don't have to stop my workspace. So the other systems, if I would hear a noise notifying me that there was a new message, I would have to open a new window and read the message, and then it doesn't apply to me, so I'd close the message, but I lost all that working time. So it just didn't make any sense. So VCOM made sense for us. So every monitor in the office has a VCOM banner up, and so that was in 2010-11, I think, is when we moved into this office in 2011, and we just have never looked back. We really loved it. In 2020, I started to worry that VCOM was not being updated to follow the Windows updates and things like that, and I was afraid that it was going to go away, and I just do not want to operate my dental business without VCOM. There are many other businesses that could use VCOM, but I did not want to operate my business, my dental care business, without VCOM. In the rare instance that it had gone down, we'd had a computer networking problem or something, and we didn't have VCOM, it was not fun. We did not enjoy our lives nearly as much as when VCOM was running. So we made sure that we did everything we could to keep it running. But that's why I got involved, because I was afraid that it was going away. It wasn't being updated. And so I got in touch with the guy that invented it. The guy that invented it was a very smart orthodontist by the name of Mark Lemchin, who had invented other dental softwares, and he had actually created VCOM as a solution to the problem of communication in a busy dental care provider office. And so he had it written, and he was using it in his office, and I just got in touch with Mark and said, look, we need a partner on this, and so that we can make sure that VCOM stays around. He said, I agree, let's get together and let's do this. So the last 5 years that I've spent building VCOM again. Essentially, legacy VCOM was here, and new VCOM was built from the ground up on a completely different language, so that we could update it, so that it could follow the updates of Windows into the future, so that we can add new features. We're going to add Apple compatibility. We're going to add mobile device compatibility. We're going to add all kinds of new features that we have ideas for that will help us run our businesses and be a lot more productive, a lot more peaceful, a lot more enjoyable. Just help us in communicating with each other and making our businesses run smoother. That's what VCOM's all about. So So that's the basic history, and I've been going for 5 minutes now, but that pretty much gets us to where you understand where VCOM came from and where it's going. I'm super excited about the future of VCOM. I'm now at peace that it's not going away, and I've heard that from several other users, like, oh, thank you for redoing this so that we can make sure that it keeps going, because nobody wants to operate without it. And it just makes our lives so much more productive, so much more peaceful. I didn't know about myself, but I do not like to be interrupted. And that dentistry is not the right profession for a person who doesn't like to be interrupted, because I am constantly being interrupted. However, when I have VCOM, I can look up there, I can work through in my mind what I need to do next and where I need to go next, because the way I use VCOM, the way my office use VCOM, I can have an idea of where I need to be, when I need to be there. And so that helps me so that when I do get interrupted, it's expected. So I always say that frustration comes from unmet expectations. But when I expect the interruption, it's much easier for me to handle. And so it just makes my life a lot more productive and a lot more peaceful. So I hope this helps understand where VCOM came from, where it's going. I describe VCOM in a few sentences. I say VCOM is a digital text banner that lives at the top of every monitor in the office. It's how we communicate instantly and effectively with anybody or everybody in the office at the same time. And, everybody should give it a try. It works alongside radios. It works along with everything else you're doing. It's compatible with all other softwares because it doesn't interfere with them. That's the nice thing, is it lives on its own. It lives at the top of that monitor, and it doesn't interfere or worry about the other software that's running on the computer. So it just doesn't interfere with it. There's a lot of videos that I've made showing how to use it, so hopefully you'll take a look at those. virtualintercom.com is the website, virtualintercom.com. And 60-day free trial. Everybody should give it a try to see how it can make your life more productive, more peaceful. Thanks very much.